Alright, so we're going to start this very easily. And we are going to be looking at price. Pretty clear SMT that we had today. So that's really beautiful. I'll just mark that out for you guys to see easily. We did not reprice to an inefficiency in this time frame. If I open my daily chart really quickly, you'll see that we actually inverted this fair value gap and went back into it. Say I draw this out right here, and yes, it's stronger, so we did not we just ran through and took out buy side. We induced that buy side perfectly on NASDAQ, which tells me that this is not going to remain as SMT. We're just going to keep going up. Give me a second. Hello, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Awesome. Sorry about that, guys. Little technical issues. All I said was we just induced this buy side on NQ while taking it on ES. I don't think this SMT will hold because of how we induced it right there and how close we currently are. And we have beautiful higher time frame SMT right here and a retest on this inverted fair value gap. So I'm going to be concentrating on long ideas on NQ for the start of it, seeing where we go from there. So, keeping our charts open, I would want this to hold. This is my last line of defense to consider a long idea. This beautiful little order block we have right here, bullish order block. I believe this is a 5-minute chart right here. Yes, exactly. I'm not considering trades before 9:40 at least, to not say 9:50. So I'm not going to be looking that intensely right now. I'm just going to be concentrating on where price is currently heading towards. Being NFP week, and especially now being NFP, I can see a lot of different shit happening. Alright, there is a very high chance that we could go back into this large wick and still go down. So I'm just going to be waiting for price to tell me where it's going. This high right here is the high of the March 4th. That's Monday's high. I just want that marked out, and it is as current weekly high probably. Here, let's do this real quick. Clear my drawings, just have a flash template right here. Order block 15. I love how we're currently using this new week opening gap. See how we consolidated within that range and expanded lower to reprice our inefficiency, and now we are using that again. So I would want to see this respected at the current moment. Still 9:34, still too early to consider anything on my part. But I'm looking at it closely. It's gonna be a very relaxing morning. To be honest, I on NFP weeks I try not to ask for too much. When I make money early during the week, I just leave. Usually, that's why I took the opportunity today to look at price and see, trying to give some more insight into what I see. A big thing that helps with NFP, in my opinion, is also waiting for 10 a.m. power of 3 because NFP generates a large move, right? We have a 2 minute move right here that is what, 150 handles probably? Close to 150 handles. So that's definitely something. Waiting for 10 a.m. power of 3 usually allows you to skip all the bullshit and come back to the move. It is not usually a training day, but it can sometimes be. But oftentimes you'll see a beautiful move in the morning and then a very aggressive move in the PM session. I'm not looking at those levels at all on a day like NFP. I'm not looking at previous PM framework. As you can tell, I barely look at London. Why? Because NFT takes both sides. So I don't want to be considering ideas where NFT already took everything. See what I said earlier? I think we're going to be digging back into that wick. Because here's the thing. The truth is we don't have to take out this high. This buy side right here. Say I marked that out. Is that just a regular line? So weird. No. Please just draw me a fucking ray. Thank you. So we don't have to take out this buy side at all. I would like to see this buy side taken, but we don't have to. Why? Because ES already took it. If I go to my SMT screen and I show you guys, we just go on a daily. Oh, nice. We see my paper trading executions. As you can tell, I like clicking buttons when I'm on my demo account. Oh, this one is still in a 5 minute. The daily chart, you can tell right here, we have SMT with Dow being extremely bearish compared to ES and NASDAQ being a little more bearish as well. Seeing Dow be like this, I would still like to see NASDAQ get that high taken. I think, I'm not saying NFT, Matt, come on. I think that we're probably gonna see NASDAQ take this out, but that it will be low probability conditions until we see that happen. It's gonna be a rough time getting there. But because of that, I'm gonna be waiting until it gets there or not to even consider a trade idea. Why? Because it's NFP week. I'm not requiring much from the markets. I know that it's gonna be a little aggressive, so I'm not gonna be greedy. We'll just bring some music up here. I'm used to having my own music. No, you didn't really, Matt. I just talked about where I wanted it to go. Look at the DSMT, so if you were looking at my screen, you could see it all. See, now this is more beautiful. Fully filling a fair value gap and imbalance can be used as an immediate rebalance of price. Especially with that being 940. Which is not in use, it's just I wanted to see my red template. I'm actually gonna leave this paper trading account connected. No, because I don't want my buttons to appear. Because I'm copy trading from a NinjaTrader trade copier on my account. So if I'm gonna be taking a trade, you guys won't see it, but I'll just show the executions right after. Not this elevator music. I don't think I can repeat that if I want to put this on YouTube, man. Let's just what's it called? I'm looking for some music I don't have to change every 5 minutes because that's a distraction while I trade. Trade and analyze price. Okay, so alright, so apparently the music was making my mic shit. So I'm gonna be putting music on my own. But I would suggest you guys do the same. Music keeps you calm, keeps you concentrated. Terrell, do you still want to come up and speak? You still had your hand up. Alright. Just trying to explain what I do at the same time. I just zoomed out so I can mark out easily that buy side and the low resistance liquidity below. Getting through these wicks will be a hard time, but once we get past those, we should fly lower. ES is expanding very aggressively. If you look at the relationship with Midnight Open, which is my final candle right here, you'll see that for London we have went lower, and with NFP taking out liquidity into this new week opening gap and more liquidity right here, with the SMT was very aggressive, and we see a quick and beautiful move on ES higher, while Nasdaq is catching up, having a hard time catching up. So with this order block being respected right here, I could consider taking a trade right after that from this breaker right here. As I said, I am not going to, because I'm requiring more from NFP, but on a regular day, I would see the respect of this mean threshold as indication that we are indeed moving towards a buy program. At least currently we have a higher objective. And where is that higher objective? I'd say it's the buy side. We have to catch up. A little like a Six Sister setup. Let me bring chat closer so that if you guys are asking questions, I'll actually be able to see. Alright, there we go. Taking out this buy side, you want to see aggressiveness through it. Beautiful. See, on a regular day, this is a trade I would have taken. Based on a Reaper right here, once we rebalanced it. Would have been something like, let me be precise. Would have been something like this, targeting the buy side over here. Quick scalp, if you can say, but my minimum framework is 40 handles, and this is offering 50 with a 2R ratio, which is fine for my liking. Beautiful. We're closing through this high, indicating that we are indeed very bullish. And for all my students right here, you'll see this as your unicorn higher.
Order filled.
I just placed a small one position contract because I don't want to tell you guys there's a unicorn and not be part of that, because if you guys are losing because of what I'm saying, I'm going to be a part of it. Just a quick one contract. And following our specific rules, yes, I'll show you the breaker, but following our specific rules, we got to understand right here, by the way. We have to understand that our PD array is based on our stop loss is based on a 3 PD array rule. So this fair value gap being invalidated does not stop me out, right? So where would my stop loss be? Well, let's see. 1, and then I have this fair value gap, and this is an order block. So where is my stop? At the low of this candle. So that's a wide stop. That trade box you showed was lower. What do you mean? This is right here, the breaker I'm talking about. There you go. That entry does not give 2R right here. 100%. So that's not what I consider a high probability trade. But is it a unicorn higher? Yes. And once you take into account some different aspects of price, you'll understand that, hey, if it actually goes up there, it's going to go further. Just entered the 950 to 1010 macro. Let's see how we re-interact with this price. That's going to be the interesting part. If this fair value gap holds, we all know where we're going. If this fair value gap doesn't hold, we might hold the SMT that we've seen on our daily. Let's say I adjusted it a little. We might hold this. I don't want the drawings. Yep. Okay, I need to mess around with those template settings real after. I would like to see now this order block holding. As you can see, we retraded into it. I don't need to wait until further candles, until price expands. We retraded into this candle and are expanded higher. So this is very interesting price action to get us to that buy side. Well, I have to plug my mouse really quickly. How you guys doing, by the way? Got a bunch of people in here. Awesome, Emil. I accepted you, Matt. Are you lagging, or is it just not letting you come up?
Hey, no,
Awesome.
waiting. I wanted to get a water before I came up. But hey, so question on like the first trade box that you put up there, where it had like 50 handles at a just over 2R. So the reason why I was confused on that breaker is because like I didn't see like a,
Here.
an entry to that one.
There was not a unicorn entry. As I said, used that would have been a Reaper entry. So let me just draw it out for you. If I draw out this box, now I have, let's just hide the new week opening gaps for a second. And let's delete this breaker. Look at this box specifically. How we interacted with this box.
Yeah, no, I understand that one, but I meant like how come you got, how come you took that unicorn entry? Where's your like target for that one?
Standard deviations. That's it. So if I'm running through this, I'm expecting it to go way further. I'm not going to see SMT at those highs. These are important highs. And if I want to see, as I said in my pre-week analysis pretty much, before I change my opinion to be looking at lower prices, like midterm for indices, I need higher time frame SMT. So I need SMT at big levels of liquidity that I can clearly see on my higher time frame chart. And right now I don't have that. So I can't consider a change of trend for a long time. So if I'm running through this, there's not going to be any SMT at those highs. Well, yes, with Dow Jones, but not any strong SMT. I use Dow Jones as a confirmation to my SMT between NQ and ES.
Yeah,
but I will need to see a big run through it.
I I guess like that kind of screws me up. Is like, this unicorn entry, I wouldn't be taking it because I wouldn't know like
Yeah.
what our objective is. I guess.
Well, as I said, that's not what we call a high probability setup. Right now, I'm looking at price and I'm saying that, hey, well, this one I would have traded. This one I put one contract on because I didn't want to be telling you guys that there's a unicorn there and not be part of it. That's the truth. But see, sometimes I'm allowed to take lower R, but yeah, as you said, my minimum framework is 40 handles and 2R. Right now, I'm not even trading my funded accounts. I'm trading one challenge and putting one contract on. So I'm a little more loose with what my model is, if I can say it like that, my rules.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yeah, no, I was just confused because I was just like, I get in this situation, I think, a decent amount where, the obvious objective to the left.
It's just not far enough. Yeah, I get it.
Or the stop's too wide or whatever.
Yeah, well, see, right now I'm just running one contract break even, just letting it go. And honestly, if it went below that low, I would have just closed the one contract. But right now, if we concentrate on standard deviations, that's where we're going to get the best idea. And more specifically, one that I did not draw out, but I was looking at, is this one right here. So as you can tell from this, what do I teach you guys? Let me just move that for a little. Me and you, Matt, have not gone in depth about standard deviations yet. So that's something we will do very soon. But I'd be looking at the standard deviations of a manipulation leg, which if you look at this range, right, this took out liquidity right here in the opposite direction, manipulation leg. And I'm looking at the 2 to 2.5 standard deviation range to be a reversal range. So if it is to reverse, it's going to go there. If not, it's going to head for 4. And then I'm using a higher context. So this large manipulation leg, not even from this swing high, the large manipulation leg, to understand, okay, well, I want clear price levels of where it could run to as part of an intermediate time frame movement. So that's why I'd be looking at this. So if just look at your 15-minute chart and try and remember charts that you have seen, right? If you try and just use your personal experience and understand this, you're like, okay, well, look, if it stopped at this place, it's just going to sweep that in my 15 and then go lower and break this low. But if it expands higher, I'm going to be expecting a retracement and continuation. It's just taking all these things into account, you start to notice that everything just matches up together. Everything just fits.
So like around the -2, or is it -2.5 that you expect a reversal if it...
But it's not hitting one, it's the range between these two standard deviations that I'm looking at.
Oh, okay. So if you start to see it turning around, you're just exiting out.
Yeah, so if I'm in a trade and it's going, or I'm de-risking my position, because sometimes it will use that reversal range because it needs to reprice to an inefficiency and then continue higher. Very rarely though, which is why I de-risk my position. I'm a little like you, Matt. I hate missing moves. All right?
Yeah.
I do, because sometimes I just have to. You just have to accept that you're not going to be part of some moves. But I hate doing it. So if I'm already in a position, I prefer making a tiny bit less money by leaving 1 or 2 contracts on, even though it stopped at the reversal range, instead of closing a full position here and possibly missing a move. So for example, this price action right here, these 2 candles, before this one even printed out, before we saw 959, I would be out partially.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that did look like it was turning around.
Yep. Yeah, no, I would have closed a lot of things. And now, as we're talking, we see 10 a.m. coming around, and we can see 10 a.m. power of 3. If we want to see it run higher, we'd like to see a beautiful open low high close. So this is an instant of exactly what I just said, right? I could see it go lower, reprice to an inefficiency, and can keep going afterwards. So I'm going to refer to a 5-minute chart really quickly. I would like to see this fair value gap lower, this 5-minute fair value gap right here. Let me just say I delete this and I give myself a nice rectangle instead of this shit. There we go. I want to see this remain open, because breakaway gaps are like rocket fuel for price, and I want to see price act like a fucking rocket towards the upside, go quickly with low resistance. And yes, Emil, standard deviations are really important in tight like this, where you're very close to buy side, especially when that buy side is always all-time highs. You know, when we're very bullish in early year situations, took out all-time high, we're always going to be targeting all-time highs. Which means you don't have clear buy-side objectives. With seasonality so far as well, it's a little special of a year, being an election year. See, this is very beautiful. If we expand past the high of that previous candle right here, close through it, and then keep expanding, this is very beautiful. Because as you can tell... Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, once I saw the reaction off that order block, like, that's where I thought it was gonna expand higher.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I was thinking it was gonna turn around, like you were saying before.
Yeah. So see, it's utilizing all of these concepts together that gives us so much strength, if I can say it like that. It's because you use all those together that you're like, okay, well, yeah, it makes sense. Let's see, as I say that, it looks like it's retracing back down to this candle again, which I would like to see it go up quickly.
Going, yeah.
Because if not, that's a little bearish. Because this is a very tight range, but this is consolidation and then manipulation higher, and taking into account power of 3. That's quite bearish if we disrespect this candle. See, you can get a lot of information just by looking at 4 candles, 4 1-minute candles. But as I said, where's the invalidation point? I want to see this fair value gap remain open. That's it. So where would a stop be?
All the way down to that the 5-minute fair value gap.
Yeah, well, as I said, the one contract position I put up is break even, so I really don't care about that one. Okay. But yes, I would, if I was in a trade right now, I would allow it to run all the way down to this swing low, right here.
Okay.
Because if it goes down there, then it's gonna go all the way down. How did I draw this? There we go. It's gonna go all the way down to this fair value gap, which I want to see remain open. Right, if I draw my premium and discount right here, you'll notice that this is a discount in efficiency, but I don't want it to be revisited in this current instance. We're not far enough yet to see a retracement to discount and continue, in my opinion. This has to qualify as an expansion, and I want to see it run to at least 3 standard deviations before retracing. I'm going to remove 2 and 2.5. Actually, you know what? We haven't expanded far enough yet. Because there is a margin of error with standard deviations, right? A good margin of error is 3 handles. So, did this break through it 3 handles? Well, if you look at the bodies of the candles, no. It has not. If I look right here, this is not even 1 handle. So, I could still say that this is to be respected. It's still questionable right now. Awesome. Now that is nice. Looks like yesterday's PA. I did not look at all at yesterday's PA. Like, at all. I don't trade on Thursdays of NFP week, no matter if there's news or not. This is something that might change in the future. But right now, I am doing too many projects and too much stuff to be even considering changing my rules. So I'm just repeating what I do, repeating all that stuff, just concentrating on just making money. That's my only job right now, so that I can continue working on the projects I have, like this Discord, right? Wanting to grow a community in here. Yesterday AM price action. Yeah, yesterday was a trending day with an end of day reversal. It's just pretty fucking crazy. Yeah, but see how yesterday we were so overextended with London. Now this is some price action I can go to. Like, if you're telling me what's going to happen today, I see this, I see this, I see New York launch retracement, continuation higher. And being Friday, we might see a huge move down like we saw yesterday at market close. Beautiful. 3 standard deviations hit. See, that one contract runner is now up $1,000. I believe I can connect that to my trading view. My challenge. I'm going to hide my stream for a second, though, because I don't want you guys to see all my login information. There we go. Bread and butter. 1 standard deviation. Yeah, but bread and butter is 1 standard deviation of my breaker block, so here it is. Bread and butter. Highest probability moves in the markets are moved from breaker blocks. More specifically, your highest probability entry will be a unicorn, and your highest probability target would be 1 standard deviation. Because when you're talking about higher time frame movement, and when I say higher time frame in this instance, I talk about the 5 and the 15 minute, possibly the 1 hour. So intermediate time frame movement would be the right way to say it. You wouldn't be looking at a retracement before 1 or 1.5. Feedback. The mic might be a little rough. Is it better if I put it away right there? Alright. Might be on your side, might be on mine, honestly. I don't know. I'm gonna bring that stop up to the 4-hour candle low. So I just want to look at price real quick. This is, I'm looking at the top left of my screen. This is 18397.25. So 18397.25. And no, this is not an invalidation level at all. Here, actually, there's a swing low right here. This is not an invalidation level. This is me being on an Apex Challenge account and trying to play it safe with the live trailing threshold. And yes, Matt, this will be recorded and posted on YouTube as well. So if you want to go do something, don't be scared to. Of course, no one can ask me questions if you're not there, but don't be scared to. You can go do your shit. Yeah, you can rewatch with sound if ever. Just taking it easy. As we can tell right now, price is currently trading within this inefficiency. So this will tell us whether this fair value gap will bring us to 4 standard deviations if we respect it, which looks like we currently are. End of macro right here, 1010 might change something, but we are on a very volatile day, so we shouldn't be scared about that at all. I am gonna go grab some water real quick, guys, so I'll be right back. Oh, and I'm coming back to a possible stop out. Oh, and my stop is in the wrong place. Here. I can't bring my stop down. That's a rule I have, so too bad, so sad. I wanted to put it below this low. It was 80. I don't know what I was looking at. I was looking at the high of this candle. That's where I placed it. Wanted to place it. Might get lucky here and see this expand higher afterwards, but I don't believe so. We'll see. Just a very basic rules if you want basic rule if you want to learn accountability is just once you bring your stop up, you can't bring it down. Matt specifically tagged me in something yesterday. Terrell, I don't know if you remember, we were in Tim's Discord, and just move your stop, I forgive you. Shut up, Matt. We were in Tim's Discord, and there was a guy once, the first time we met Terrell, where we talked to a dude who was very cocky and thought he knew a lot. And afterwards, me and you called, and I told you, this guy doesn't know shit. I can instantly tell if someone is profitable or not just by the way they talk about price, right? And sadly, Matt tagged me in a post where yesterday he lost like 50K, and he was still demo trading after, I believe, he's 3 years in probably. Yep. I don't want to name him specifically because that's just not okay. But yeah. See, this is what we call being lucky. Called the right stop loss, but my stop loss should have allowed retracement into this order block, but I got lucky, so I'm gonna barely move my stop to the low of this candle now and see if it runs. Right, let it run. But yeah, that guy Terrell was not doing good, and it sucks to see because some people just have too big an ego to accept that they need help or they're just not good enough at the moment, so they have to get better, right? And that's why I'm here, brothers. There we go. Now that will bring us to 4 standard deviations. Trade it down, reprice actually to this. That was beautiful. Is that terminus? Technically yes, but it's terminus of what? Of this manipulation leg. Is it terminus of this move? Well, let's see. For that, I have to go on a daily chart, see, oh, manipulation leg right here. So let me just delete that, go on a daily. Okay, I have a manipulation leg right here, but this is my clear manipulation leg. So if I want to use standard deviations, I'm going to use those standard deviations right here and none else. So is this terminus? Maybe so, maybe no. I don't know. But yes, when I'm using 4 standard deviations, I'm regarding it as terminus because that is where afterwards price is overextended from this move. And if not, a standard deviation I could use is this one to determine true terminus, because this is a low that was put up before this expansion move. This is what we call an impulse price swing right here. Just a slow day. We're going to be locking in 1.2, 1.3 probably at this spot. Well, I'm actually just going to trail my stop up. This is gonna do a low right here. Might go down to the second fair value gap, but this would be even better. See how like it's not even that bullish right now? It's having a hard time continuing going up. A lot of downwards pressure, if I can say it like that. Like that's not indicating that we're gonna run very much higher unless we start doing an additional move, which is a very big possibility, right? We might just re-go through a cycle of AMD before continuing further. Yeah, you don't know, Emil? It's all about buyers and sellers, right? The buyers and the sellers control the markets, brother. It's not an algorithm. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, you better apologize. See? Don't mess with my buyers and sellers. Nah, I'm just kidding. I respect however you guys look at price, but for me, I don't believe in that stuff. So beautiful. Now I trail very aggressively. Bruh, I wanted to say that as soon as it hit it, but turns out it just doesn't like me enough to do that. That was 3 standard deviations. I just deleted it. It's all random, Matt. I thought you knew that already. It's all random. Price moves because of me clicking on buy and sell, and see that affects the candle I see. It's clearing that fucking millions and probably trillions of dollars. Did that just invalidate my fair value gap, motherfucker? Fair enough. There's also this one right here, and that's actually, if you look right here, that's my stop. The low of this candle. Because I don't want to see it revisit this fair value gap, but I can see it barely wick into it, continue higher. But same thing. As I said to Matt earlier, concentrate on the symmetry. Have you ever seen a market expand higher and consolidate for a while? Boom, boom, then do a little bit of this, and then do this. So if I take this drawing aside for a second, have you ever seen a market do this and then not go to the high? We don't top in consolidation. We don't bottom in consolidation. But then, let me change something. Have you ever seen a market do this and then not take out this low? Right? I'm concentrating on the things I have seen, the things I know, utilizing the things my eyes have seen to give a deeper understanding into what's going other than just what I'm drawing and what I'm currently seeing at this specific moment. And I'm keeping this line on to see if we ever reclaim that price level. At first, I wanted to see us not close under it because that shows increased bullishness. But now, as you can see, we're kind of seeing some bearish price action form. Order blocks are a big thing right here. And we swept the highs of those candles. So if we're invalidating this, that's where I don't want to be in this trade anymore. And see? That's where my stop is. That's simple. That's a stop. Yeah, that's done. That's pretty aggressive as for a move lower. So that's going to stop me out in a second here for $900. That's awesome. Keep it simple. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. You guys see what I'm saying? I don't want it to go up now because it just stopped me out from my long, right? But I'm not letting my emotions dictate what I do. They dictate how I think, right? I honestly don't believe someone, well, there's stoicism and a lot of people believe in that. I know that it's gonna 10x from here now. Hate you, Matt. Don't say that to me. But you know, there's people that talk a lot about stoicism and all of that, but I don't really follow that ideology. What I believe in is that you cannot control your emotions, but you can control your reaction to your emotions. So I'll never not be pissed if right now what it does is pump the fuck out right there when I was long and I just got stopped out. I'm always going to be pissed at this shit, but I'm not going to let it affect me. See, right now, do I sound mad? Do I sound sad? No, because I know I'm going to make more money on the following days. I know I'm going to have more opportunities, and I know the markets will provide for me. Yeah, exactly, Matt. Don't become a zombie. I have emotion. I just don't let them control how I act and how I react to certain situations. And that's what gives me the power to be able to trade. The power to not say right now, oh, well, I want to place a long right here. I see it going up. Please give me a long. No. I made money today. Didn't even plan to. I made money this week. I'm happy now. Why would I need more? Who am I to require more from the markets? Yeah, that's a good idea not to copy trades. Because the problem with that is, if the idea doesn't come from you, how can you justify it and how can you be okay with it? See, Matt, you were right. We'd love to see. No, at least to this order block. I'd be currently looking at copy trade sucks. Yeah. I'd be looking at this inverted fair value gap. See right now how we long wicks back and forth, but all they're telling you is that I don't want to go up, but I'm okay with going down from this large expansion candle. So even if we're going to go up, it's high resistance conditions. You wouldn't want to be looking for a trade at this exact minute. So when would you want to be looking for a trade? Well, shit, 1050 macro. That's it. The things is you have to acknowledge your emotions and be able to control them. It is not possible to cut all emotions. See, that exactly what I said. Don't try and suppress your emotions. Don't try and suppress how you're thinking, what you're feeling. Just don't let it affect you. The easy way to say it, you know, I'm fucking 20, I'm gonna say it how it is don't be a bitch. It's that simple. Everybody has fucking emotions. Just don't let them fucking affect you. Control them. And by the way, that is something that is gonna be good in life. Don't be a puta. I mean, I'm sorry, Emil, I make you laugh when I say that shit, but it's true. It's just don't be a fucking bitch. And that's going to help you in life, because a man who can't control his fucking emotions is a dangerous fucking man. By the way, I have another copy of this SMT on my other screen, so I'm always looking at SMT. I have a 5 minutes, so I'll just show you guys what I see really quickly. So when I'm seeing a retracement, I like to go look for SMT, because that tells me if one asset is going to retrace to a discount while the other one is going to stay in premium because it's more bullish than the other one, right? But now all I see is these highs right here. So let me just put them all actually in 1 minute. Let's look at it for real. So if you look at this high right here, you'll see that this is higher than this. And you'll see the same thing right here. Right? Oh, to the left, yeah. Right there. Sorry. That's ES and NQ. That's the only SMT I ever need. ES being weaker. So my validation level was awesome. Sometimes SMT will just be the other one's late catching up, right? So that's why using very short-term SMT is not always the best. Here, I'm putting quarterly on my charts. This is not something I discuss about, at least for a while. But I just want to look at something awesome. See, even a day like today where NFP is usually pretty rough, you could have managed to get a little money out the markets. Was it the easiest trade to see? No. Was it the best trade? No. But you still had opportunities, right? And I'm saying that like it's already done. It's 10:30. There's plenty of opportunities left. I can tell you for me, I'm 100% done. Especially with making money when I never needed to. Like, there's no way I'm going to keep trading. It's about holding yourself accountable as well. I know I'm a good trader. I know I could make more money. I could keep trading right now. But I could also keep trading and lose money. So why would I? Right? It's just more and more and more, and that's our fucking society now. It's always fucking more. This is a beautiful 3 drives pattern. Real quick. This is beautiful. Break this high, close through it, and we fly. Trying to say what I think at the same time, but I'm just not used to it. It's beach time. I hope I could be back in Miami right now and just close my chart, say bye guys, have a good one, and just go fucking right on the beach. Oh god, I miss it. Would love beach time. Who wouldn't? Let's be honest. Who wouldn't love some beach time? Nice to see you here, Training 21. You can type in chat if you want, in the group call chat directly. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick, so I'm gonna be muted for a second. Sorry, I'm a little sick coming back from Miami. Alright. And yes, Emil, we are all doing this for beach time. Of course, that's the dream, right? You learn how to trade, you make money from anywhere in the world, and not just any money, big money, real money. And then you can just enjoy that shit. But you know, I want to enjoy it. But right now there's more shit to be done. There's more work to be done, and there's a lot of plans for the future, especially with this Discord. So we'll see when I have time to get some beach time, right? I'm also gonna try and fix the music bot. I can probably code myself one for next time, because I would like to put some music on there. See, I'm listening to some lo-fi, Juice World, extra chill for over an hour music. What the fuck kind of title is that? There we go. See what I mean? That's beautiful. Beach would be better after a peak grind. True, you'll enjoy your beach more if you worked for it. This should just go straight up to there. It should not retrace at all. Should just head towards this buy side right now. Should not mess around. See all this accumulation right here? Exactly what I meant. We have just balanced this range beautifully. So we need to go to there instantly. Oh shit, I placed a trade. That's beautiful. I was trying to place a demo trade. I forgot I'm on this shit. Let's disconnect this for a second. Well, I just made $5. That's awesome. Alright, there we go. So now, after seeing this, what would we be looking for? SMT. Right? Because you'd want to see a confirmation that the high has now been put up. And what do you guys see? Tell me. You could have been a little more precise than that, Emil, but sure, SMT, right? We see that NASDAQ has taken that high, and ES has not. And more specifically, we see why I'm confirming extremely bearish. So either indices are not going to be following each other, or this is the high that's just been put up, and this is a turtle soup, right? Matt, you had a lot of questions for turtle soup. This is where I'd go short, right there. I have SMT, I have all these confluences. Well, if I'm bearish, of course, because right now I'm not looking for trades, so I'm not concentrating on that stuff. I like to remove that. Some people would say that that brings impulsivity, but I like clicking on buttons on my demo, and just when I say clicking on buttons, I mean randomly just placing every trade I want to trade, because that allows me to take that shit out of my system and not have it on a personal account. So see, I'm using Top Step demo account so that I actually have real rules, even though I'm on a demo account. And when I really fuck around, that's where I take this little guy out right here, and then I just really click buttons. There's also currently the leap competition. I traded it once, don't really want to trade that again. But this would be my turtle soup right here, because I have the SMT confirmation. There are those relative equal lows right here I could target as a easy low hanging fruit objective for a quick 5R. And see, that's the thing with turtle soups, like my stop would be already break even, because this inversion gap will be used as defense, so I'd be chilling here. A lot of pressure. It's hard to find a word to describe it, right? ES is very slow. That's how I describe it. No, but that's wonderful. Right here would be a good low-hanging fruit. But if it is to take this out, let me just put that back. If it is to take this low out and just induce the other low, I would still take profit. Mark, how you doing, brother? You traded today? Here, you need a roll, brother. You need profitable trader. You've been trading for a while. Tell me if you deserve it. I think you do, right? Haven't talked to you in a while, but I believe you are a profitable funded trader. Alright, you didn't miss much. There was some opportunities. Awesome. Always keep that trading in your mind, right? We just saw a beautiful SMT after hitting terminus of a move. I don't know if you utilize standard deviations, but that's what I'd call a very high probability turtle soup right there. If you take into account time, which is something I don't talk about really, is 10:30. This is very big. I'm really vibing to this little lo-fi. A unicorn right there. Breaker block. Bearish breaker. Fair value gap. This is your unicorn. Not too shabby, huh? As I said, already made money this week and today, so that's not something I trade. But it is a unicorn. No worries, Matt. I'll have that shit uploaded by tonight for sure. Probably post a little snippet on Twitter as well, so you'll be able to catch up. Don't worry about it. Sorry, got a bit of a runny nose since I got back from Miami. This inducement is very nice. Now speed through it, head to the second one, and show the beautiful, quick turtle soup. Lovely. As I said, I did not trade this. But did I call it live with you guys? Sure. That's beautiful. And now, to show increased bearishness, since we're so high in premium of an implied dealing range, I want to see this either remain open or I'd like to see an institutional order flow entry drill right there in the end there. If I'm looking at standard deviations, I'd be looking at this range specifically, which is where the consolidation stopped and ran for a manipulation. So if I'm being precise, that's a manipulation leg. If you look at my 4-hour power of 3, does it make sense? Yes. Daily power of 3 doesn't make sense, but it's NFP day. I said it earlier during the day, right? We could go back and dig into that large wick we had from NFP, or this could just be a retracement. Retracement to where? Well, let's see. Latest expansion leg. Let's look at our premium discount and our OTE levels. So looking at a 5-minute chart, this is the only inefficiency that makes sense. That's why I like to have a higher time frame chart. But then I'd also want to see the quarters of this 15-minute fair value gap to see specific respective levels, because if we're very bearish, as I said earlier, we don't have to retrace to a discount or premium because maybe one of the other indices will. Right? If I look at my SMT real quick, you'll see that YM has retraced way deeper in the range, and ES has actually not taken this low yet. I see that as inducement, so I'm going to be looking for ES to take this out before considering that there could possibly be a continuation higher. Unless we inverse this gap, then that's a pretty big sign that we're going to be going higher right now. Thanks, Mark. I love those turtle soups. With SMT, they're just so high probability. See, I made 32R with a turtle soup on Friday last week. And see, we're Friday again. That's lovely. I was in Miami actually going to the restaurant with some very nice people. I got to meet some amazing people, which was a great opportunity. But I was trading in the meanwhile, so I was just eating, taking out my phone real quick. Oh, stop loss trailing. And I don't know if you guys remember last Friday, but it was the biggest trending day I have ever seen in my fucking life. We just kept going on nonstop with barely, very, very little retracements. Yeah, crazy. So see, with this retracement candle being there and trading back into this wick, this is something very precise, but I would not want to see this broken, and I would now want to see this act as a breakaway gap. Keeping it very simple. I'm explaining to you guys why I'm seeing certain things and why I want certain things to be respected or disrespected. And that is so beautiful with that 1030 right there. Now we're digging into this 15-minute fair value gap, which I expect to be quite high resistance throughout. So let's see how we interact with those levels. We're still not reaching consequent encroachment, which is a sign of bullishness, but we can't choose that at the moment. We have to wait to gain further information. I'm going to demo trade on this, by the way, so just explaining what I'm doing. I just put my stop above the high, above the close of this candle right here. And I would want to see it expand lower through it. Right now, specifically, I'd like to see a close below this wick right here to show that it's rushed to get back down there. Because if I see two big wick rejections like this, it just shows me that it's high resistance and it's not the best case scenario, right? I could still be right, but it's just not the best case scenario. I'm very lucky that earlier when I was trying to place demo trades and I placed a trade on my funded account. So see, it just comes to show you that even if you have a bunch of experience, you still make dumb mistakes. And that could have costed me a lot if I left my screens. Yeah, see exactly what I meant. Two big wick rejections like that. That just shows that it's gonna go up in some manner. Probably go back to this fair value gap, which would show me that it's not really that bearish, right? Yes, not taking out this low sucks, but it shows what as well? Well, I would have said SMT, but Nasdaq didn't take it either. And YM, let's just say YM's really fucking bearish, so I would not consider YM in the conversation at all. See, we did not reach that 0.25 level, and just look at the bodies, right? What is it showing? It doesn't want to be in this inefficiency, right? So that is very bullish in my mind, but we still have 3 minutes left in our current 15-minute candle. So let's just see what that one does. I'm gonna start deleting stuff. Let me just change that, put that back, because I want to see those standard deviations right here when I'm gonna be journaling later. Sorry, just sniffling. Is that the word for it? Just have a runny nose at the moment, which sucks. Doesn't mean I can't make money trading though. If we're gonna expand through this and disrespect this, that's gonna be a lot of back and forth. So I'm gonna stop streaming if we do that and come back for the PM session. I don't know if I'm gonna be live for the PM session, but I want to look at price, right? I want to keep my edge sharp. Like when you're using a blade, you want to keep that blade very sharp. Okay, that could be interesting. So now I'd be concentrating on this inefficiency specifically. Exactly. I was gonna say I'd like to see this inverse. Let's see if this inverses to continue lower. Should not retest. If it goes through it, I think it should. Well, actually, we have a large wick here, which higher time frame wicks are an indication of lower time frame gaps, and those might be a little high resistance to get through. So just putting quarters on there, and now I start getting a lot of fucking quarters. This gap has now been balanced. I can take that off. We return to a discount, as you can see from this right here. So I'm going to remove that and just understand that this has returned to a discount. Alright, inverses, retesting. Let's see if we respect it now though. Immediate rebalance as well. Right here. I have a lot of opens on that now, so it's kind of hard to see this line. Yeah, exactly. We're just running through it. And as I said, if we go back to this and disrespect it, that's just consolidating. So that's not going to be interesting price action. We are getting close to the 1050 macro though, which does what? Usually runs against profitable AM traders, which are currently long. So if I'm looking for a trade, I'm waiting 6 minutes for that fucking macro to give me a good trade. It's a nice retracement, showing the signs that it wants to go down, right? Oh, okay. I kind of removed that, not on purpose. I don't know how that looked on you guys' screen, but it's showing signs that it wants to go down very aggressively. Now I love that ES has induced this low then. Wonderful. Well, I say wonderful. It's not beautiful price action. But as I said, right, does it mean that I can't trade it? Does it mean that I don't understand it? No. It just means it's not the prettiest. Who cares? Let's look at 1 and 1.5 standard deviations of this manipulation line. So did we hit it? Low 44.5. That's one handle away, so I could consider that hit. But the true manipulation leg is right here anyways. But still, I would like to use the full leg, because that's where we stopped consolidating and started expanding towards a consolidation. Julian, Knack, Flacco, did you guys trade today? And Terrell, Emil, you guys too. Did you guys take a trade? Jordan, you shorted? Alright. Took that unicorn right here. I called out. Here, for those, just so I can mark it out so people can see it. Right here. That's a bearish breaker. And right here, I'm going to draw it out with lines since it's so tight. This is a fair value gap. See, it's so tight, we have a very hard time seeing it. But right here, fair value gap. Just look at it from this inverse fair value gap if it's easier. It's all the same. Let's see. If you use this fair value gap, then fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, inverse fair value gap right here. So you have your stop. Oh, I moved the wrong stop. You'd have your stop above the bearish candle right here. 13 handle stop. Low hanging fruit objective would be what? Inefficiency in discount. Right here, a little 5R to get to there, and now you'd have a break-even runner to get towards what? Sell side liquidity. Or at least that daily, I'd be looking at daily ERL to IRL. Probably more on a 1 hour chart, to be honest, but still works. Oh, well, actually, I'll keep that on. Just starting to get a lot of drawings. I don't want to delete the turtle soup because I want it marked out in my journal. Yep, macro very soon. Let's see what it do. Let's see what it do. You'd like to see it go down because profitable AM traders are still going long. If it could, best case scenario, right? Expands lower right now, creates a fair value gap, retraces into it, accumulates through it, and then continues lower. That's best case scenario. And you want to see this inverse. Now that we're in macro, I can delete this beautiful line. Let's keep this breakaway gap small. Can also remove this wick. There we go. Get the chart a little cleaner, right? That's a 1 minute immediate rebalance. Oh, never mind. We're going deeper into that candle. As you can see, drawing this wick, see how we respected consequent encroachment? That gives me information as to where it's going, right? More detail. I'm going to delete that now because I want to see the same from this. I want to see consequent encroachment of this wick being respected to the downside if I'm going to expect lower prices. If not, I'm going to expect at least this high to be taken out. If this high gets taken out, this one is too close for me to think it's protected. Oh, still 5 seconds left. I need to see a sharp drop. Alright, so close to it. See how we interact with this wick, I guess. Because I don't think we would be just retrading into this. We had a hard time getting away from this order block. So we could be just retrading into it, but that's not what I think would be happening since, as I said, we had a hard time getting away. So it's kind of hard to consider that as an order block. Do we have any SMT right here? We do not. On the highs, neither. Well, yeah, if you consider YM, but as I said, I look for ESN and QSMT and use YM as confirmation. I'm gonna mute myself again. I'm about to sneeze. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright. What is going on at the moment? So we're still respecting the bullish 15-minute fair value gap. So right now we're just redistributing. And that macro will tell us everything we need to know from this point on. Right? As I said, if we disrespect that wick, we're going to go to this high. Let's see how we interact with this little failed inversion fair value gap. I want to see a reclaim of that box and leave that consolidation open, because this is balanced and I don't want to see it dig into it too much. And if we dig past it, I'm going to expect us to fly and actually break this high, which, as I said before, I want this to remain the high of day. We just chilling right now. Just waiting on price. Gonna also be looking at a 1 hour open low high close or open high low close at 11. Honestly, looking at my chart right now, I'd prefer it to see it go down. But this wick is gonna be a hard time getting past, especially with the beautiful SMT it did at the bottom, right? As we saw at the beginning. Right, we saw the SMT with on a daily chart. Yeah, they all took out those highs. No SMT as at the bottom is the only reason. Well, I mean, 2 candle SMT is not good enough for me. Like, I want to see swing points. Getting SMT is the only reason why I'm not part of this trade. Of course, again, on a demo account, since I'm done for the day. Forex for a living, thank you for that phrase. But gonna keep going for now. Alright, let's see if it respects this order block. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's digging way too aggressively for it to be respected. As I said, I'm clicking on buttons on my demo account. Taking that shit out of me so I don't do that on my main account. Just having fun, honestly. Gotta enjoy what you do, right? And since we have to be so serious all the time, since we have real money in play, real things to take care of, it's good sometimes to just not care about it. Still think it's not going to respect this order block, this bearish order block. Seems way too bullish to be respecting that. If this macro doesn't do shit, I'm gonna close the call from here. I would have loved to see this macro go lower, but now, as you can tell, surely doesn't seem like it, because we swept this high and we're going back up, which in my mind means that we're gonna be going here. This is our current objective, in my opinion. And then once we get there, we're either going to go there, and then that's not high of day anymore, which means I'm not interested in anything. As I said, I wanted to see it act as a breakaway, which it did for this move. But now, respecting this fair value gap and not inversing it is too far for my liking. So I'm going to keep this as a breakaway right there, because I don't want to see I want it for my notes, pretty much. I take notes about what I see, and I journal them for confidence purposes. Say, hey, I saw that. I was ready to trade that, but I followed my rules. See, this risk to reward is bad. There we go. Right here. Every time I call out that, oh, well, right here, it's going to take it out. It doesn't. I fucking love it. Well, it did. Just not on NASDAQ. Small SMT. Could be what puts in the high. Would be very, very weird. I'm just reclaiming this order block right now. Oh, maybe not. That's pretty aggressive for a move. But as you can see, if I just zoom out a little, consolidation on ES, barely any expansion lower. NASDAQ is doing a lot of back and forth right now. Their SMT on the lows as well. That's just too much. It is abusing of our emotions right now. What is it doing? Continuation lower. Bearish breaker. Right here. Here, I have enough boxes. I'm going to draw it out with a line real quick. Right here. That seems like too much displacement to retrace to this. Oh, I thought there was a fair value gap right here. So no. So a possible unicorn entry would be on this inverted fair value gap. But see, that's a point where I would just be like, hey, you're just too late, brother. This was your entry. For a unicorn, here, let me just put it aside. Let's put the stop correctly. And this was your first take profit. So this was your unicorn trade right here. Let's just say I put that aside for a second. This was the unicorn. The model I teach is this right there. And then take profit at first discount and efficiency, since it could just be reversal. I'm going to put that as an X so that I understand that there's, well, actually, you know what? No. I'm going to mark that out clearly as SMT. I'm demo balling right now, guys. 17 grand demo. We love to see it. Alright, now let's see how we interact with this 5-minute fair value gap. Gonna draw out the quarters. Oh, well, no need. Well, actually, I'll look at closes. Candle closes. It just went down it very quickly. Standard deviations of what I'm calling high of day for now just hit 1.5, which means we could now see a retracement. Retracement where? This. What would be even better? Another breakaway gap right here. But that is best case scenario. So I'm just going to mark it out right now so you guys see what I'm talking about. Best case scenario, this stays open. But it doesn't have to like this one needed to. I was just going to say I want to see a close below consequent encroachment, but we actually closed all the way below the final quarter. So going to let that bitch run. I think it's going to go far. That's beautiful. And now is the point where in a trade, I would just look to the left, look for any single 1 minute swing low, just mark them out, sell side, because I want to see acceleration through it, especially with standard deviations lining up with this low, and that being the reversal range. I would like to see it run through it. I just like to extend them right like this. I'm actually going to create a template for this. So I'm going to call it ICT extended. So if it stops in this reversal range, starts retracing, that's definitely not interesting. But I could see it dig back into this fair value gap right here. If we go back towards SMT, just look at the range. When we're looking at this range specifically, looking at this range on all the indices. So I'm going to draw the high also on NASDAQ, even though there was SMT there. And even looking at YM, high to low of NFP. And yes, I'm starting to have a lot of makeup. I mean, I have a lot of drawings, I know. But just look at the comparison from the ranges. YM, from a time perspective, is very much further. So it retraced a discount and then pushed on higher and is now starting to drop. ES just reached discount very recently. And what discount and efficiency would I want to see respected? Well, it's pretty simple. Is this one. Right? I'm going to draw it out so you guys can see it. I'm drawing a lot because I'm trying to, like, normally I wouldn't have all of those, but I want you guys to see what I see. But right here is what I'd be looking at. This SMT to form within this, which I believe it just did. No, okay, those are equal. So SMT to form, a setup to form in there, consider long. But as I said earlier, I'm going to be looking for a, well, I hate when it does it just before I say it. I was going to say a continuation lower. But see how NASDAQ is now way deeper within this range, showing us how strong it is towards the downside. So how weak it actually is. Now I'd like to see acceleration through that to head to the other one. Close far from the reversal range. That is beautiful. Now keep accelerating, head towards that objective. And then I can consider a retracement. Or you can just head to that objective and say fuck you. I'm starting to have a lot of makeup now because I haven't done my what's it called, journal yet. Anyways, we're almost done for the day. I'm gonna wait for 11:10, see what happens at the end of the macro, but then I'm gonna be out, and I'm not gonna be trading this afternoon. Not even gonna be looking at it actually. We had plenty of price action opportunities to explain here, so I'm not gonna dive in deeper. You guys appreciated this format? Want to see more of it? Alright, that's a pretty 100% yes, so I'll try. I don't like doing those types of stuff usually because first of all, I don't like calling out live trades, but I'm thinking of moving towards probably doing signals from my bot that I coded. So if I'm heading in that direction, why not show off my skills first, right? So I'll be trying to do a little more. I'm probably going to start with 1 to 2 a month, and then the better I get, maybe I'll start doing more. I'll show off 100%. I don't know where I'm gonna leave. Yeah, I have some great fucking music playing. I'm vibing. In verse 5. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Bring your friends over. I'm trying to grow this community up. There's a few things coming in the future that I think will make it actually blow up. Especially when I'm talking about signals, right? But I have a lot of plans for this community, and all I have to say is enjoy all of it while it's free. It's always going to be free what I do right now. I'm going to implement some other stuff that won't be free. But this part, just free live calls, and then my weekly analysis, all of that will always be free. I'm not going to charge for that. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Record it, clip it. If ever I ask you to pay for weekly analysis like I will do for firms, tell me that. Send me the clip. You have 4 standard deviations not lining up with every... Well, it would be lining up if I take the ace out. But that becomes kind of crazy. Right? You were talking about makeup. Here you go. And that's here that I said it would be high resistance going through this wick. So let's see how it turns. I'd like to see price. I'd like to see this specifically. I'd like to see this act as resistance. So price not wanting to go back up there. Keep that recording in a safe box. Yeah. Close below this eighth. Let's go to the next. Because what you don't know, Mark, I have a lot of, well, all students in there. Terrell, kind of a student. Yeah, let's call it a student. Currently in this call. So they all have access to PowerPoints I made and teachings that I'm actually doing. So that's something that I want to bring publicly. Well, not publicly, privately to the Discord in the future. But first of all, we have to build a community, right? So let's start with that. Bring some people in, providing value. I think that the value in this Discord is more than enough to bring people in. Just have to become an influencer, and I hate doing that shit. Replying under every tweet, growing your fucking account. I hate that. But you gotta do what will make your dreams come true. That's beautiful delivery. This would have been, if you had your unicorn right there. That is low-hanging fruit objective. And for me, for example, let's just imagine a 5 contract position, right? So 5 contracts short here with a stop right here. That is a risk. Let's see, 19.5. So 19.5 times 20 times 5. That is a risk of 2K. So let's just call it a 150 account. So let's just risk 1500, right? Let's risk 1%. So 4 contracts times 19.5 times 20 is 1560. That's perfect. So 4 contracts to come off here, half your position, and then another one comes off here at 6R, and then the other one would be left as a runner for me if this is to be a trending day. NFP is very rarely a trending day, so I'm going to actually correct what I mean. Not a trending day, because that would mean it only goes up from this low pretty much, but just this move would continue the trend for the whole day. So continue expanding lower, possibly a little more, lunge retracements somewhere out here, then continuation lower would be a best case scenario. But seeing how we didn't go too low, we could still keep going up, right? Which comes with NFP, right? It's not the clearest price action, it's not the cleanest, but still, I'm repeating myself, it doesn't mean we cannot make money. We came so close to hitting 4 standard deviations right here. I want to see if we hit that move from these fair value gaps right here. And then I'm going to go for a walk, touch grass, enjoy. Touch grass. Yeah. I'm gonna go touch some grass with my dog, man. Go for a walk, you know? Smell the fresh fucking Quebec air. I just came back from Miami. I need to acclimate back to this weather, which I absolutely love, right? Jordan knows me IRL. He knows how much I love Quebec, and I absolutely never want to leave this place. Sounded like cap right there. At least that was the goal. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to be honest. I'm done. So I'm not going to wait even to see if this fair value gap delivers price towards 4 standard deviations. I'm just going to leave for now. The goal was to see this act as resistance. And actually here, let's give it at least 1 candle to see if it does. Looks beautiful, right? We'll see if we see expansion lower or not. But anyways, as I said, if this stays breakaway gap, this supports price. As I said, I don't know about support and resistance. I don't know the word you're supposed to use if we're going up or down. Like, fuck that shit. All I mean by that is I don't want to see this broken, which it is right now. So we possibly could be looking at a deep retracement before heading to terminus. So I'm not going to wait out for that. I'm just going to go for now. But you guys have a beautiful fucking day. And I wish you good luck if you're trading this afternoon. I think that we could possibly see a beautiful lunch trade continuation. Have a great day, guys. Hope you appreciated this.